Welcome back to Feel Free, the only podcast that'll tell you to chase your dreams and also call you out on all your freaking bullshit, myself included. If you haven't already, give us a like, subscribe, follow, and share on all your favorite listening and social media platforms. All right, thanks for that. We got a good show planned, not planned today. I got Sam back on the podcast.
Yo.
We're going to be talking about burnout in the physical well-being sense, though.
Oh, right? Yeah.
And how to get out of that, and also how to adapt to new things that you're trying to stay healthy and stuff.
Yeah, I think, like, in general, people will make, like, especially the holidays are kind of coming up now. Everybody has, like, the New Year's resolution.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why people don't stick to it. And it's not just that it's hard either. You know what I mean?
Like, the changing is hard?
Yeah, it's like implementing any change is hard, but like when you're like you or me and you try to live like a healthy lifestyle 24/7 and monitor it like 24/7,
it's ruthless.
You just wake up some mornings like, I fucking hate the gym, even though like it's my favorite thing to do now.
Yeah.
Like, I'll like be getting dressed for the gym, dancing around like an idiot in my room, like hyped up for it when I'm in the mood to lift.
When you're in the mood for it.
But when you hit that wall, it's like, I just wish I was fat again.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't have it in me to deal with this today.
It's just too much sometimes, I feel like, you get into these grooves where
you're doing really well,
mm-hmm.
and then you hit like a couple snags where you stumble a little bit, and then like you hit this wall and you're like, wow, I'm really feeling this. I think I've been too positive for too long,
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can't keep going up. Like there has to be backslides. Like it's not like a linear progression straight up. Like you're not just gonna you're not everybody's gonna like your brother flip a switch and just never look back. And I mean even he now he has more flex because he knows what he's doing now.
Of course,
but
that comes with knowledge, though.
Oh, of course, yeah, because he knows. Hey, if I go and I eat that unhealthy thing, I'm just gonna run 8 miles tomorrow, anyways. So just fuel for the furnace at that point,
Yeah, he's also really good at catching himself from falling into bad mental traps, though.
Yeah, I think the backslides get me because I rationalize it as, okay, well, I'm just going to not go to the gym today. But then I stay home and I do something that feels rewarding. Like in the morning, I'll not go to the gym and I'll play video games. And I'm like, fuck, that felt nice.
Yeah, right.
And then I'm like, well, maybe I can just do that more often. But it's
a slippery slope. That's the
bad.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's super bad, especially, new games coming out in fall. And like, just there's so many distractions right now, too. It's just bad.
Yeah, that's why we got to go into the winter with a better mindset, though.
You have to.
I, for one, I'll be honest, I love fall and winter. Those are my two favorite seasons back to back, pretty much. And it's mostly because there isn't a sense of urgency or obligation I have to events.
Yeah, you're big on the fuck summer plans.
But you see me at all of them, though.
I'm
just very vocal about the fact that at the end of the summer, I am absolutely drained.
Just want to be in bed playing Nintendo.
Anything.
Yeah.
Or just chilling in here, like working on stuff. Like I get to like reinvent myself a little bit. It's almost like I look to the winter months as like a cocoon.
Yeah.
You
hibernate.
Exactly.
Come out different,
better.
Right.
I think it's interesting that you brought up this topic because I had been thinking about it for a little bit. Because I've been working my ass off either with the sobriety in the last 3.5 years, specifically this last year, though, with the book being in the best shape of my life. A lot of different life events happening. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. I was doing a lot of reading, journaling, writing, whatever. I was just like pretty much closing in on a very optimal state of living, right? Mm-hmm. And around the beginning of September, I think like my soul reached that wall that you said. It's just like, dude, I can't wake up today and do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to just like fuck off for a little bit, And
I think too, there has to be like an acceptance of that too, because I think as much as like people like you and I strive for like optimal this and optimal that, your brain can't take it. You know what I mean?
All the time.
You need a break. And I think framing it as okay is really important too.
Like not being hard on yourself.
Here's the thing. When you first start a new, let's just like make it easy. It's a fitness program. When you first start like a new thing, you say, I'm going to work out in this way and I'm going to eat in this way. I think it's important that you have to be strict for like
at the start.
That start.
Yeah.
Those 2-3 months are
for
like,
sure.
you have to be
so
on
important.
Because if you let yourself backslide, then it's just, you didn't even go that far up the hill anyways.
Right.
So why even push? Why keep going?
And then you start sliding back into like a state of comfort almost.
Yeah. And so I guess as like a personal example, when I first moved out, where I'm living right now, I was like, okay, this is my first time out on my own. I'm going to cook like every single thing that like enters my mouth. I'm going to know. I'm going to weigh all my food. Like this is a new me. I'm a new adult guy, and it's
I'm in control.
Right. And so, for I think 5 straight months, I just like didn't skip a gym day. I didn't skip a meal prep. And I read every night an hour before bed. I had no phone. And I felt so good. But like about a month ago, I was like, okay, work's the busiest it's been in a long time.
Yep.
Shit sucks in general.
Yeah.
Everything's going up price wise. It's like, it's too much. So I was like, you know what? We're going to take 2 weeks off and just chill out. And it was a great decision because now that I'm back into it, like I just feel so refreshed. So I think like if we were to lay out what to do when you feel burnt out, I think like implementing like a break
Absolutely
is very important. But like a break that is clearly defined. Because if you just say, I'm going to take some time off, that might turn into 2 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Say, no, we're going to take a week. We're going to do these things to kind of get my mind and body right in that week. And then we're going to get after it again. And I think that's really all you have to do, like, as far as a break.
I think being strict on that, too, is important. Because I think it's very easy to outsmart ourselves, though.
Oh, yeah.
The mind's a pain in the ass,
It's bad.
Like you said, it could turn into 2 months at that point.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have personal accountability has to be one of the more important things that you as an adult have to really work at and implement.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you don't have a parent that, like, I just moved out. You don't have a parent anymore to kind of like be a kid to. You're on your own.
Yep.
So if you don't hold yourself accountable, nobody is. And like, we all know people that don't hold themselves accountable for anything.
Yeah.
And like, look where they're at.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? The people just spiral so hard. So you just can't do it, man.
I think seeing people do that, though, those red flags come up and they come up in your life and you're like, oh, I'm not letting this happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, that's the nice thing, too, not being like, you're the oldest child.
Yeah.
You had to pave that path. I've had, like, not only do I have 2 siblings older than me, but I also have a huge family with like 30 first cousins on my mom's side. So it's like, you see what's right and you see what's wrong. Like, that doesn't mean you're not going to fuck up because we all do. But yeah, I mean, still the burnout for like fitness is super real. I can't stress enough. Like, just people wake up one day and it's all different. I don't know why either. Like, I know that you go until you can't, and maybe that's not healthy. Like, maybe even getting to that point
is unhealthy.
Is bad.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you have to do like actual scheduled breaks. I think another problem too is when people start, like, I don't know, working out or dieting, they just do it without like a strict plan in order. So I think like being structured before you even go into it is super important.
I think in that structure, though, like you said, like planning the breaks is really important.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I get to that point where I have to take off time from basketball just because my legs are usually shot, So that's pretty easy. I don't usually take a break on writing. I'm usually, that's a hobby and like a career almost, But I love that, In terms of like weightlifting and eating right, I do have to take a break from that because
it's too much.
It is, though. To be the most optimal human all the time it's not even that it's tiring. I think it's just such a lack of pleasure at the end of the day that it just drains
It's
you
really
almost.
ascetic, you know what I mean? It's like you just your friends are like, hey, we're going to go to this bar, and be like, oh, God, I really don't want to. Because, like, like I worked so long to be like, I don't really like drinking, and like it's kind of, like alcohol's technically just a poison. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to go sit with a bunch of idiots who are really loud and drink poison. That's cool, but at the same time, it's like I really like that poison.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Who
it's
doesn't?
Like, you know. But I don't know. I feel like also people, when they try to get healthy, like physically or mentally, they just do things that other people say to do, but don't really have consideration to like what you enjoy.
Yeah,
like,
of course. That's a huge thing.
Like you with your basketball, like if you didn't have basketball, you wouldn't be in the same shape you're in.
I wouldn't.
Because you don't like lifting the way that I like lifting.
Don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've said this a million times. Like the only reason I like lifting like that is to get better at basketball.
Yeah.
Like I think I told Lisa this too. Like the day that I am unable to play, like by whatever happens, like if I just injure myself so bad that they're like, you can't play anymore, it's gonna be a sad day.
Bro, you're gonna turn into Ed.
I fucking hope not,
little
man.
Potato man. No, we'll have to take you out back and shoot you, dude, like a horse.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I like lifting because I like lifting. I like the aesthetic that it gives you. I like putting on metal and like giving myself tinnitus. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good time.
You know what I mean?
It's a good time.
But some people don't, and you can see like the ones in the gym who really don't want to be there. Like it's pretty apparent when they're like zoning out on their phone. And it's not to say like I never go on my phone at the gym. I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah.
But like you can tell the people that like aren't gonna be there for very long, because it's like you're doing something that somebody on YouTube told you to do.
Right.
It's like if you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna do it. Like
exactly.
I just recently, for the first time ever, went disc golfing. Now,
did you like it?
I loved it.
I have a buddy who's nearing, I'd like to say he's nearing being a professional player in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I feel like Colorado's a big old disc golfing state.
Oh yeah,
you know
it is.
I mean?
Yeah, he's posting all over Instagram.
Anywhere where weed is prevalent, disc golfers. It's like there's no doubt. Like I was up in Michigan, disc golfers, and they were wearing, you know, like when you go to a festival and you have the dudes who wear like the flowy tie-dye pants.
Yep.
The group ahead of us was like all dudes like that.
Of course.
And they were sick with it. I'm very bad, by the way. But
you enjoy it. It's
I
a good
enjoy
time.
it, and it's something that like I can throw in on top of my routine to like get a little cardio in. I mean, you walk 18 disc golf holes. It's not as long as golf, but
you're still doing
nice.
something.
Yeah, I mean, golf is that one sport where it's like you're outside and that's good for you mentally, but I mean, you're also crushing beers and like, you know, smoking normally on the course, so it's like a wash of a day, really.
For the most part,
mean?
unless you're just playing like, you know, without drinking or smoking. But then it's just mentally infuriating when you suck at golf, you know.
Oh, dude, I was at my uncle's house today. He lives on a golf course, and I was there. I looked out the window. I was watching the guy take a shot because he lives on the hole, you know?
Yeah.
And he just chunked it, and he chucked his club so far, and like he had to walk of shame to go get it. He just had his head down, like shaking it. Yeah, golf's like just a massive mental nightmare for me. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Bad.
Frisbee golf is a little different, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it frowned upon to say frisbee golf or froth? I feel like that's
they call it more. They call it more.
Yeah, disc golf.
Yeah, you call it froth too, frothing.
Frothing.
Yeah.
See, that sounds sexual. I don't like that.
Yeah, it does sound.
I don't like it.
We'll just keep it to disc golf.
Yeah, big disc golf.
Watch people start commenting on, "Don't you ever fucking call it frisbee golf ever again?"
Well, listen, all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, right.
We should just start pissing off various communities.
I don't want to get canceled that quick.
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, right.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
How do you know if something is becoming a problem? And I think that's either a substance or a lifestyle habit. And I think you have a lot of experience, so I want to hear what you have to say.
How do I know something is becoming a problem?
Yep.
When you start rearranging your day around the idea of getting whatever it is that you want.
That's a really good definition.
So your normal, like we've been talking about, like normal optimized human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had a routine, meal prepping, working out, going to work, reading, writing, guitar, all these healthy habits. Like you have like a routine. It's not to say like at the start of the week you plan your week out. I do. I have set things I need to accomplish throughout the week. Obviously, I have 2 jobs, a book and a podcast, right? But it's very flexible. I throw different hobbies in there to spice it up, you know? When that routine gets changed around just so I can go smoke a cigar,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, okay, this is getting a little weird, you know? I haven't felt this in a while, like a couple years actually, you know? And it's not as much of a problem as other things I've dealt with, obviously, like the alcohol, the cocaine, the other different drugs and stuff. because I am still finishing up the book. I'm doing the podcast. I've been working out kind of the last month. Like I had told Joe, like I've been trying to do like 100 push-ups a day if I can't get to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I'm working 2 jobs, whatever. Right. I'm busy as fuck. So obviously there's not, it's a bad habit. I already know it. I love nicotine.
Yeah.
Right.
It's probably the greatest thing to ever exist.
I think sex is, but
well, I don't know. It's kind of gross, dude. Sick.
I mean, it's debatable.
Yeah. You can have both though. That's the nice thing.
Yeah, you can have both.
It's normally one after the other, which is like the best.
Yeah, the people in the 50s came up with that.
You think so? No way, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like they just put it in the movies though, and everyone's like, "Damn, that looks fucking great."
Badass, dude.
Yeah, right. Badass.
When Marlboro used to do movies, it's like sponsored by American Spirit. Yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think if you're referring to like a lifestyle choice or a habit, it's definitely when you start changing around your day in order to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had experienced that with nicotine myself too.
For sure.
Like the first thing you do when you wake up and you see that your shit's dead or empty, you're like, gotta go to the store, bro.
Get a new e-cig.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'd get one before I even got coffee in me. You know what I mean? Because I'm just sitting there, and you're sitting there in the parking lot waiting for them to open. And you're like, this is like reminiscent of like what I would expect a crackhead to do. You know what I mean? And it's like it's the same thing because like we were addicts. It's no different really. But I mean,
especially the e-cigs though, because it's just like nicotine, like.
And it tastes like fruit.
That's the worst part.
Ooh,
it tastes fruity, and it's like sometimes it's like 3 times the amount of nicotine as like a cigarette.
Yeah, that's like fucked up because I distinctly remember when I first started vaping in like high school, because like you and your friends would like sneak beers and sneak vapes and shit and think like you're so cool.
Hot shit, right? Yeah.
And I remember like this is nice, but like. How the fuck do people get addicted to this? What idiots? Not me.
Not me, I say.
Yeah, flash forward to like 2 months later. It does not take long, man.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. And I just remember like, fuck, it's got me. It took me a while before I even thought of it as a problem, though.
Right.
Because like you keep justifying it like, oh, your lungs, they regenerate by the time you're 25, whatever, I'll be good.
That's what you tell yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically like, unless you really damage them, you
like
do
for 20 years or something like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got lucky. I stopped after like 4. I think I'm like 2.5 years off now.
Off nicotine.
Yeah, with like nothing, no like cigar, no anything. But
nice.
Yeah, I love it though. Still.
Yeah, of course.
I think about it. I dream about it. Yeah.
I mean, what about the weed thing though? Because I know a lot of people in my life who smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah, I don't know. If, like for me. I, like when I like in college first started it, and I know because you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, I made it happen.
And it was weird because I went from like no use and in fact like thinking that it was for losers, you know what I mean, to like heavy use, meaning like almost either every day or almost like I never got to a point where I would like wake and bake and like use it all day every day.
Yeah, that's
like for all week.
Yeah,
but I would definitely do that like a few times of the week, like all through college, especially because for me, not to flex, but like I thought college was very easy. Like
if you just did what you were supposed
that's what I'm saying.
To do.
Like, and I lived at home, so it was very easy for me. It was just like high school, right? It's like, okay, it's just coursework, so I'm just gonna go and get stoned like during the day, everything like that. And then I stopped for a long time.
Yeah, I remember.
For multiple reasons. Like one, it was just tweaking me out, and then two, with like my job and everything, I just didn't want to like have to worry about any drug testing, whatever.
Yeah, and also I think what people really undermine, because when you first start doing it, it's a happy feeling.
Yeah,
and it is a happy feeling. I'm not trying to undermine that, and it does have a lot of positive things, but when you start doing it too much, something about that depression creeping in, man. I think that happens if you stop doing like healthy things with it.
Well, and that's the thing too, because oftentimes when you start a problem with anything, but and weed's no different, you start giving up like your healthy habits to indulge more in it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I could go to the gym or could
get high,
roast this bowl really quick.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
It's play like video games, right? Or listen to music.
The greatest combo ever.
Video games and weed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or like weed and music. I think.
You can why stop? You can have them all,
Yeah,
all at the same
all
time.
at the same time.
We're in 2022. Anything's possible, dude. It's great.
But then you stop going to the gym. You
Yeah.
stop worrying about meal prepping. You're like, oh, well, I'm too baked to deal with meal prepping. I'm gonna go eat out.
Let me tell you something. That's like when I am like the best at meal prepping.
When you're really baked.
Not really. That's where I think there's like a disconnect, because if I tell people that and first of all, most people in my life don't even know that I sometimes will use it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Most of my family has no idea, and they might be listening right now. So hello, but
I mean, you moved out of the house.
yeah, I don't give a fuck. But you know, for me, it's like I now use it with adult rules. You know, like for me, it's like a 1 or 2 day, like a week thing, weekends only.
Yeah.
And after I've got my shit done for the day.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, also, one of the big reasons why I don't do it is because, like you said, you will backslide pretty far.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know how good League of Legends is.
I do.
With it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to do that all day.
Can't.
You know, it's like, I'm too busy.
That's also one thing I can't do.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Yeah.
I know. I'll never see you back online.
You won't.
And I don't play the game anymore
Yeah,
anyways, but yeah, like just setting like strict habits. And I think it's also important that you have like a kill switch in your mind too, where it's like not like, oh, well, I kind of am using it too much. Let me maybe stop next week. It's like, if you really find, like, if you feel that feeling that like any person who's had a problem with anything, like, you know, when you're backsliding, you can make justifications in your head. But for me, it's like, I know when I hear that first justification that all it is like the start of the fall. And it's like, okay, we're just going to stop.
Yeah, right.
And we're done. You know what I mean? That's it. So like, I don't know. I'm somebody that can use it in moderation. I know people though that really can't.
Then yeah, they can't.
It's all or nothing. It's like, well, I start smoking and then every day, like just like that.
Or you start smoking at 9 a.m. You are smoking until you go to bed that night.
You know what? Like in the like the rare days that I'll do that, like if I'm on vacation or, you know, if I'm like at like a big party or I'm at somebody's house like all day, by the end of the day, like that depression is there, man.
Oh yeah.
It's like
you're just in a haze all day.
It's just brain fog. And it's like, especially towards the end of the day, you're not really even getting stoned anymore. You're just doing it to do it. You know what I mean? It's like after like the 10th bowl, it's like you're not doing anything to yourself.
You're just already baked.
It's just like it's like a negative coping mechanism. It's bad.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it is one thing that, in my opinion, I think accelerates the backslide a lot.
Yeah, well,
most substances, and if we're gonna just say that,
yeah, most substances too. And it's funny because I've only been back using it for, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months.
Okay.
And I think at the beginning, like the very beginning, before I set like strict rules around it, I was feeling myself do that of like, man, you skip the gym a couple times and you're playing a lot of video games and you're eating ice cream a lot. And I'm pretty sure you're fucking lactose intolerant. so maybe it's just not worth it to be, full blown all the time like that. So I don't know, like I feel like I still am able to get my shit done, but that's also a trap, I think, with people who have heavy use of it, is the complacency where they say, well, I'm getting my shit done. I'm doing everything I have to do. And then I'm smoking, which is like, that's one thing. But I think you can't pretend that like just like any substance has like long-term effects. Like it's bad for your sleep. Like if you're doing it before night, like you're eradicating your REM sleep. Yeah. There's a reason you don't dream when you're like a stoner. You know what I mean? It's like you're not mentally repairing your brain. So the next day you need the weed to get to your baseline. Yeah. And it's like, that's why I'm not going to do it more than like once or twice a week. Because it's like at that point, that's just like a glass of wine with dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it's good that you set those limits,
Oh, I have to. Like, and I think, some people say that they don't, like, oh, I'm fine, I don't have an issue. But if you, like, let's just take weed, let's continue with the example. If you're somebody that smokes and you smoke every day, but you don't feel like you have an issue, set it to the weekends and see how you feel during the week.
For sure.
It's not going to be nice.
No, the first like week or two is actually going to be pretty brutal.
It's bad.
And you come up with like these excuses in your head. And this is for mostly like any habit that you stop doing like that. Like one small thing happens on a Monday or Tuesday, and you're like, how am I supposed to deal with this world without it?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
And
woe is me. It's
yeah,
like
and
I
you
had,
make the,
had a
oh,
bad
well,
experience at work today. I guess I got to get stoned
yeah,
about
right.
it. You know?
Or I
It's
guess
like,
I got to smoke some or have a beer.
well, and, and there's plenty of people that we know that are like, got to go to the grocery store, but I got to get really high first. It's like, dude, I want to get all my shit done. Because like if I'm gonna be in a fog, I want to be in my fleece hoodie, hood up, you know, watching
Chilling.
Game of Thrones in bed, chilling. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be out and about.
I never understood that.
things.
People are like, yeah, I'm going to go do all of my errands and all of my homework while really high.
It's
And I'm
like
like, that's so unenjoyable.
It's like that SpongeBob episode where he works at night and he's like, I'm taking out the trash at night. But it's like, you know, I'm doing everything on weed. It's like, it's like, I get it. We've both lived that lifestyle.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
It's like, it's not like we're coming from a place of like judgment.
I used to do it, you know?
Yeah, we were both in it. I mean, you were in it way more than me, but there was at one point where I was right there with you guys, you know, and it's like, it's not fun.
No.
I mean, well, hold on. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's not good for you.
No, and it's not productive at all.
It's like that cheap fun. You know what I mean? Where like, it's like a roller coaster. You know what I mean? You're on a roller coaster. It's fun for like 30 seconds. But like, you don't go like a week later and think about that roller coaster. But like if you go on a nice trip with your friends and it's like, it's fun in the moment too. But then like when you go back, you're like, damn, that's a good memory.
Yeah, that was fun.
But it's like weed is just like that anything.
Yeah,
but,
like you
know?
don't think about like how you got high a couple weeks ago.
No, it's like, hey, remember that one time? It's like, no, I don't actually, because I smoked too much weed.
Yeah,
My brain's full of holes.
Yeah, I don't
like,
remember that
I
actually.
actually don't. Yeah, it's just, it's not, it doesn't like hold a lot of meaning, but I think it's also like a hard thing because like you don't look at alcohol and say, oh, you know, but it's got great medicinal benefits.
You don't.
It's like,
Nobody
I mean, there are
ever
people
says
with the wine, with the antioxidants, but it's like, eat a fucking grape. You know what I mean? Maybe if you ate a vegetable, you wouldn't need the wine's antioxidants.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, because it's like people will say, well, I can't stop smoking because of my nausea or because of X, Y, or Z. But I think a lot of people don't realize they've developed those things because they smoke nonstop.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, just see what it's like for 2 weeks with nothing.
No, a lot of people can't do that though.
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons I have a problem with it, and we started the podcast off talking about kind of backsliding into hitting a wall with our physical wellness and our routine and all that stuff. I think that weed, and I'll say alcohol too, because I have people in my life that don't smoke weed, but they drink pretty regularly throughout the week, right?
Same.
And that's acceptable in the corporate world. And I don't know a lot of people that drink and smoke a lot and are in a really good shape.
No,
I don't know any.
I know
actually, and honestly, like if fucking Joe Rogan reaches out to me like, oh, I fucking smoke weed all the time.
Yeah,
and I'm
but
he's an animal.
He's an animal.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? Like, there's special breeds.
Yeah,
of people.
there's a small percentage of people that can do stuff like that and then still be optimally productive and healthy like that. I get it.
And then there's also like the deceptive side of social media where you see people who seemingly do nothing but drink and smoke and are like shredded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like they might be on something or they have like blessed genetics, but
or they just took the video while they were on it, and then the rest of their week they're just
right.
extremely healthy.
Or you know what it is with a lot of the influencers for men too, like they just don't eat. Like their calories are like booze, and it's like they're lean looking, and so like they look good because they get like fake tans and they're lean and everything, but it's like
they're not healthy.
Their bodies don't like them very much.
No,
like
I mean that's not sustainable though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why so many like young people I feel like are just dropping dead of like weird shit because like they do a lot of things for like aesthetics but not for health. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And it's like you just can't. It's not good for you, man.
No, but and I can be on here for weeks, days, and just talk about the horrors of social media and I think how bad it is and stuff like that. In terms of the physical wellness, I think now more than ever, like our generation, the millennials and the Gen Z generations are very perceptive on things that need to change in health, you know?
Yeah.
What we believe about it. So, like you said at the start, I think it's important to give ourselves a break and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to like watch ourselves, not just ourselves, but the people around us too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you start hanging around, like, so these influencers, they also hang around people who love influencers, right? and people who aren't influencers that worship influencers are hanging around people that also love influencers, right? Who are also not healthy, right?
Yep.
So it's who you surround yourself with too. Like if you surround yourself with people who are gonna eat right, go to the gym, learn how to take a break now and again, you know, like you or Joey or my brother who have that under the wraps, I think that starts to rub off on you, you know, in a good way. And then when you're hanging around people that like the whole woe is me crap, like I had a bad day at work, I'm just gonna drink a lot, you know, I'm not gonna go to the gym and shit, or I'm gonna play a lot of video games. It's like that's tough to be around all the time. I'll be honest.
It is, yeah. Well, because you know, it's like when you, I don't know. It's like when you see like a child that has a problem and like the solution's very easy, right? Like it's like when you see like a little toddler step in a puddle and start crying because their feet are wet. Well, just walk out of the fucking puddle,
right?
You know what I mean? It's like obviously this is a little bit more complex than that, but at the same time, it's draining because for somebody like us, it seems remarkably simple. I know we've gone through it. We know how hard it is in actuality. Yeah, but still, it's like the answer's right in front of you. Just do it. You know what I mean?
For real.
Just get up and like, you hate to say like that type of like, you know, lift yourself by your bootstraps type of thing. Cause like, obviously that glosses over a lot of intricate details, but at the end of the day, you kind of got to do it.
I think it's initially what you have to do. Like
at the start for sure.
Yeah. I think that phrase it was used for a certain thing. And then in the last couple of years, it got demonized.
Right.
But if you just use it for its simplistic.
Yeah, just get up and go.
Just do it. Either that or like if you know damn well that you need to like seek out help.
Yeah.
Professional help, whether it's a dietitian or nutrition or a therapist or something like that, like literally pull yourself up by your bootstraps and go and do it.
Well, you just like, I don't know. I feel like when I try to give advice to people, oftentimes it's like the second that I get done with my thought, they just give me 100 different excuses as to why they can't do it.
Yep.
But like 99% of those excuses are just because, you know, you just don't feel like it, or you don't feel like leaving your comfort zone.
I think those are the excuses that they run through in their heads, though. And
yeah.
Now they repeat
and you know
them
what's
to you
crazy
or someone who asks
is like
them.
If you meditate a good amount and you work on like mindfulness and you think about what your thoughts actually are, just kind of like these fleeting little things. When we internally think about like things like, oh, do I have a problem with this or that? We don't really run through the options, right? Like it flashes in your head so quick and you get an answer like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like, so people will say like, oh, well, I've thought about it, but like, have you really,
have you actually sat there and thought about it?
Have you really, or, you know, like written it down, like looked at it, expressed it to somebody like who's close to you? Because I think most of the time you'll kind of realize your excuses are mostly BS. It's
mostly.
Like, yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
99% of the time it's actually bullshit.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I'm sick of, you know, feeling this way. Well, okay, but if you're feeling that way because you know your diet's unhealthy and you know your lifestyle's unhealthy, change it. And like it's daunting. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's not a daunting thing.
It's a pain in the ass.
But like that's why, you know, we have the internet. You slowly accumulate knowledge, right? Like you're not going to wake up tomorrow and know what the optimal diet is. You're not going to listen to this podcast once and say, I think I get it.
Yeah, you're also not going to find the perfect workout routine.
No. And like every one that I start, I have to tweak. Because like I'll do a work and I'm like, oh, that feels like
I don't like
garbage.
That. Yeah, I don't
it's like I don't like that at all.
Right.
So it's like just add things that work the same group and move on. You know, do what you like. But
I think finding like if you're not like totally into the working out thing, I think just like flat out finding a hobby that's also athletic is good.
Yeah. I mean, that's like where games are fun. Like disc golf is fun. Get out there.
I know people
walking.
that get really into rock climbing too.
Yeah, if I wasn't such a big pussy, I would do that for sure. Yeah, I don't like heights at all, man.
I mean, you're strapped in, though.
Yeah, when I look down, though, like over ledges, I get vertigo pretty bad. Like everything starts spinning and I like get sweaty. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, let's just...
I'm meant to be on the ground.
Yeah, let's keep you away from
the
that.
The Netherlands is below sea level. I don't like to be high. It's not in my blood to do that. I don't like that. Like that free solo shit is remarkable to me.
Yeah,
and I see him just up just holding on to a crack in the rocks with a smile on his face 1,000 feet up. I'm like,
that's adrenaline.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
funny.
That's
There's
pure.
no absolutely
He's
no.
like, ooh, hope I don't die.
Right.
No way. I could never do that, dude.
No, fuck that.
I don't know. But going on walks, like that's like that and push-ups, like you said, like those are the two most attainable things because a surprising amount of people cannot do a single push-up.
Right.
But like
everybody can go on a walk for the most part.
Mostly everybody can walk. And dude, if you're even to the point where you're like bed bound or wheelchair bound or whatever it is, like you can still work upper body, even if you're watching TV, like what you'll see on those shows, like those TLC shows where they lose all the weight and everything, like that's kind of how they start. It's like they give them like these little 2-pound weights and they're like, when you're watching TV, just, wave them around, do what you got to do. And just get comfortable with the idea of movement.
Right.
Because so many people just
have stopped moving.
Yeah. Like you grew up very athletic, right?
Extremely.
I did not. I grew up more being like, the computer guy, like nerdy kid.
Reading
so
books and stuff.
Yeah, what a loser. No, so like I never had like a healthy body when it was easiest to do so. Like when you're younger and like you can eat whatever. And it's
you
like,
built this healthy body like later in life, which is arguably way more difficult.
Yeah, and like, I'm still in my 20s, obviously, so it's a lot easier than when you're in your 30s or 40s.
For sure.
But I mean, even then, it's like you can do it. But for me, I never had that foundation. So people often will say to me, like the ones that haven't seen me since like high school, like recently I ran into somebody and it was like, wow, you look great. I actually saw them in the gym. Okay. So like, I'm like fully pumped. I look, pretty decent. And they're like, wow, you look way different than high school. Like, what's the secret? What'd you do? I'm like, I don't do any like years of research before I even started my consistent track.
For sure.
It's like, it's difficult. I mean, the only positive is that there's like so many nice resources at your fingertips now that you can use. I mean, like with that, there comes a lot of nonsense too, but
of course, but you gotta be able to like sift through it,
Yeah, it's like, here's a general tip. If somebody in the fitness community is telling you that you're going to get shredded in like 6 months or something, I mean, 6 months is doable if you're like at our body fat percentage.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get abs in 30 days by doing like 20 sit-ups. Like, those YouTube videos that are like 2-week 6-pack. And it's like, yeah, if you already have one, you know what I mean? It's like, no way. It's kind of ridiculous.
You got to be able to sift through the bullshit though.
Yeah. But I think like a lot of people can't. Or not that they can't, maybe that's like a more negative word, but I just don't think they ever had the resources or tools to do it. Like, because, you were healthy growing up and I'm healthy. Like now we both kind of know like what the lifestyle is, but a lot of people grew up unhealthy and never found it. And now they're in their 40s or their 50s or later. And they're like, well, I don't know what to do even.
It's a little bit of that. And then what I've noticed is they'll flat out think that what they're doing is okay. Or that if you tell them like what they're eating, like at a fast food place is bad. It's
unhealthy. They're like, no, it's just bread. Like that's like the base of the food pyramid. It's like definitely.
They'll be like, it's fine. Like it's not even that bad.
They'll
like
just start listing ingredients. Just bread, chicken, mustard, ketchup. That's all it is. It's like, yeah, but that's.
Do you know what makes those ingredients? You know how it's prepared.
You ever seen bread grow on a tree? I don't think so. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, like that's like our parents' generation too. Like a sandwich is a health food item to them. Like a white bread sandwich, they're like, it's just a sandwich. It's lunch. It's good for you. Makes you strong. It was on TV.
Yeah,
it's
like cow's milk with it.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that like don't, like have any bad reaction to dairy. Like, I don't know.
It's mostly just the growth hormones that I should have said.
The additives.
The additives to the milk.
Yeah, it makes me big and strong, though. I'm all about it.
Got milk?
Well, that's what, like, look at the average height of people over the last, couple hundred years, like post-industrialization.
Yeah, we're
skyrocketed.
Big.
Yeah, we're taller than we've ever been. Like, people used to be, like, 5 foot nothing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now we're big.
It's all the hormones.
You think? I think so.
No, it's a lot of things. It's like, food scarcity is not a thing anymore in most places in the world. Like, even in places that are pretty impoverished, like most people can still get in a couple meals now, as opposed to like most people aren't hunting down everything that they need to eat. Like, there's an abundance, at least in most developed nations.
That's true.
Like, but even in like the undeveloped ones, obesity is a big problem now because Like the shitty food's kind of cheap.
The shitty food is the only thing that's available for them.
Yeah. Or like people in like, you know, like real rural areas, like even in America, it's like if you drive through like, I don't know, Iowa, what do you see? It's like gas stations and McDonald's. It's like there's no like little like sit down restaurants in the middle of nowhere that have like nice quality food.
Yeah,
it's like they do their grocery stopping at like a come and go, you know what I mean? It's like there's not organic, it's not Trader Joe's.
No.
You know, so like I don't blame people, you know, because based on where you live.
Knowledge though.
Oh yeah, I mean like you grew up generationally, like my father was heavy, his father was heavy, yada yada, so on and so forth. Like you're never gonna like learn, you kind of have to break the chain basically.
But like you said, there's a vast amount of resources out there for people to get that information.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like politics too. Like there's a vast amount of information on the candidates, but nobody gives a shit because it's red or blue, baby.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like that's all it is. It's like I think it's just how do you I guess this is a question, like how would you get people motivated and even learning? Like how do you get that ball rolling?
I blame the government for everything.
Is that right?
I do.
The government and old people, that's your scapegoat, huh?
I fucking hate it. I hate that combo.
Yeah,
the issue I have with that is you're like, how do you get people excited to learn? First of all, the educational system is fucked here, right?
Yeah.
Kids aren't excited to learn anymore. They're not excited to go to school.
No, they're all Adderalled out watching Coco Melon drooling in the corner, bro.
Every parent brings their kid in. He just won't sit still. Oh, here, taking Adderall prescription, and then they throw sugar at the kid too, and they're like, "Why won't he sit still?" And like, what do you fucking think's gonna happen? Yeah. Right? Give him the iPad, he won't shut up.
Yeah, that's like, basically it.
Yeah, so the educational system's failing. Parents don't know how to parent their children with the age of technology, which it's a weird time.
Yeah,
with
for
technology.
Sure.
I get it. And on top of that, we have glamorized every facet of life. Everything's glamorized, no matter what it is. Any hobby that you have, any amount of money, clothes, cars, TV shows, whatever you're looking at, people want a shortcut to get to that fame, right? They don't want to learn how to get there. They just want it.
Yeah, they want like the Amazon version of fitness. You know what I mean?
It's on
my door the next day.
Yeah,
like, let's go. Who knows? I mean, 100 years from now, if we don't wipe ourselves out with nukes, I mean, maybe we'll have like a shot and we'll all just be shredded and healthy. That'd be cool.
You
but
get your new surrogate at the door.
Yeah,
your new
just
body,
like a new body delivered to you. Why not?
Upload your consciousness into it.
Let's do it. Why not?
I can see it happening.
That'd be kind of cool, but also pretty bad. It's like
I think we just don't know how to feel about it.
Well, I think technology is just increasing at a more rapid rate than our comprehension is for it. And it's like, because you start thinking about like these theoretical like things of like AI and what it can do, and you're just like, I don't know if that's good or not. Because like, at what point do you stop being a person?
At what point do you stop being a person?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I already feel like we're halfway.
I do too.
We're like cyborgs, you know what I mean? Like
once they plant this phone inside of us,
they're talking about like putting it like as like a cornea, like a patch over your cornea or whatever, so like you can see a screen. You know what I mean? It's like that's not fucking good. We already know blue light's not good. Now you're putting it on your eye,
right?
It's like I feel like we're living in a like idiocracy almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen people been saying that online a lot too about the Idiocracy movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like. Look at everything that like in that movie. It's like the president Camacho is just like shooting machine guns into the air.
That's Terry Crews.
Yeah. And it's like, well, our president's not doing that, but I mean, well, one guy is orange and kind of crazy, and the other guy's like asleep. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like we're just trending downwards here.
For sure.
It's like that's why we gotta just run.
That's why we have to
2046.
2032.
2032 is when you hit your age.
That's when I'm running. Well,
you gotta be the VP because I kind of want a cool job that you don't have to do anything.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I was originally gonna do 2028, but I want another couple of years to like, I don't know, dick around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gonna come to bite you. I feel like they're gonna be like, "Did you say you don't want to be president? You want to dick around? Is that right? We have a podcast recording here from you.
Replay it, baby."
Yeah, well, see, that's the other thing. Like, everybody's kind of like ashamed of stuff, but you know what? That's what I don't really get. And maybe it's like the Protestant nature of America, but it's
guilt.
It's like we all do fucked up weird shit that if it got out, you'd be like, oh man. And then we don't run for president. But it's like, I feel like if I'm running for president and somebody's like, did you used to sniff underwear under the bleachers in high school? I'd be like, maybe. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
it's like you do some weird shit. Everybody does weird shit.
I just hate the fact that they'll be like, yeah, well, this candidate over here hasn't done anything weird in their entire life.
Yeah, it's like
we gotta vote for that.
It's like that guy's the weirdest.
Yeah,
like that guy's got bodies. You know what I mean? It's like he's like an everyday normal man. No thanks. No, I don't want that.
No, I don't trust that.
No, I want to like run into my president at Lost Lands tripping balls. You know what I mean?
I'll be there. I was there at the Forest 8 years ago.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going to a festival, but I'll be honest, I kind of hate people, and
you see,
there's some sketchy characters that I don't want to camp with for days on end. You know what I mean?
So we started this whole thing talking about like overworking ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? And knowing when to take a break. Mm-hmm. And I think that going to a music festival or show is a really good way to reward yourself.
Yeah.
So I just went and saw the Gorillaz on Monday.
Nice.
It was probably the best show I've ever seen.
Fuck yeah.
It was fucking nuts. I was so floored, Sam. I couldn't even record my 2 favorite songs at the end of the show.
Because you were just banging,
I was just
jamming.
I was just like, wow. What a great Monday.
That's great.
It was a fucking Monday show.
Well, that's the thing. The other show we're going to on FKJ is a Tuesday,
I think. Tuesday.
And it's like, well, what a nice little...
Are you going to that too, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Me and Jonah and Will are going.
Hey.
So that's going to be a good one for sure, especially because that type of music is very, like...
It's chill.
Refreshing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's going to be a good time.
We're probably going to go out of there just relax. It's going to be like a spa day.
It's going to be a good rest of the week after
I'm going to be stank facing in there. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm going to be stanky
if he gets
legging
into
in
like
there. Goodness.
You might be the first guy to stanky leg at an FKJ show.
I could do it.
I know you can.
Yeah.
Smell it from here. It fucking stinks.
I know.
Ugh.
I just hit the court too. But going to see live music is very important, especially a festival.
Yeah.
I might actually go and see some dubstep.
Oh.
Yeah, at the start of December.
It's an interesting thing because that's one of the genres of music that I really enjoy.
You haven't even seen it. You have seen it live.
I have seen a few sets live. Okay. Yeah, I saw Excision at what festival was that?
That's just ridiculous.
It wasn't Lala. That's too much.
Yeah,
my rib cage was like
sure.
moving in my chest, and I'm like, I don't know if this is music, but I'm pretty fucked up. So that which leads me to my point. Dub's like heavy wub for me, like grimy stuff is like I like it, but I kind of feel like I enjoy it immensely more when I'm like a little high or a little drunk.
See, I'm not going to heavy dubstep.
Oh, just straight up wub, huh?
So you know, like Charles the First.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
rest in peace, dude.
Rest in peace. So like some space bass or like deep wub or like some
see,
really
I like that.
Some mellow wubbies.
Because they'll
get
kind of funky with it, and you're just like, ugh.
But
you know exactly what I'm talking about. But when you go to like the real like Excision, Dat Sick, like those type of guys,
headbanging shit though.
It's like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna throw my neck out riding the rail with some weirdo next to me,
which is what they do.
And that's the type of music I don't really want. But like, it is nice because like I just took a little trip up to Michigan.
Yeah,
and it's like just like that little 4-day trip at an Airbnb in Michigan. It's like not like it's much different geographically than where we are right now.
Yeah,
but it's like it's just enough where it's like I don't have to be at work. I don't have the stresses of my regular thing. Like I take it, and when I go on vacation, I do it a little differently than I think a lot of people who have a healthy mindset, because I don't care what I eat or what I do on vacation. Like
Same.
I don't feel like, oh, I really should go for a run because I know we're going to have such an unhealthy day today. It's like, no, this is my break from everything.
Right.
It's not just a break from work, like, which is great because everybody needs that too. But
yeah,
it's like, I'm not gonna say no. Like we went to that ice cream place and I had
Sherman's.
Yep. And see, nobody, and everybody like recommended it to me, and I'm like, all right, it's probably pretty good. One, it's gas, right? Like,
it's so fucking
Number
good.
two, nobody told me that a double scoop
the double?
is like the size of my leg.
Oh yeah.
And I ate the whole thing, and I'm sitting there in the car like, you know, this is gonna be a bad night, but fuck, I really needed that. It's like I really needed that because you just can't. I can't eat ground beef and rice for like all my meals. Which is why I'm also becoming a good cook now, because ground beef and rice is great, but not 10 times a week. It's like, that's garbage, man.
It's too much.
It's too much. So you have to actually, like, the way I do meal prepping now is like, okay, I'll make 5 easy meals, as in like 5 batches of, ground meat and rice and like a vegetable that's easy.
Right.
And then I'll do 5 meals of something like a little bit fancier. Like last week I made like stuffed chicken breast with like asparagus and stuff in it.
Nice.
And it was great. But like, because you have to like put a little bit of effort into it, or else you're gonna get sick of.
You're gonna spice it up.
Yeah, it just gets so bleak.
See, I think other than like your diet getting bleak with all the same shit, like, man, that's just how life got.
Just feels like there's like you're in like an old noir movie where it's like just grayscale, and it's like
that's how it feels at the end of being really fucking positive. I think, like, when you've been like,
there has to be a fall. Like if you're up.
For
like,
sure.
There has to be. You can't stay up, like, unless you just shovel amphetamines in your mouth. But like, you can't just
stay up.
You can't stay up forever, man.
No, you can't. I think those resets are really good, though. Yeah. I definitely like overloaded myself with playing too much basketball, because I was playing like 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Eating really healthy, working on my book, working on the podcast, reading books, listening to audiobooks, writing, playing guitar, not playing any video games, right?
Yeah.
Not watching any anime, and then constantly having events with friends and family throughout the summer. Like, it was just a very optimal 3 months.
Yeah.
And it just ruined me.
Well,
it did.
One of the, there was like a viral thing for a while, that 75 hard, it was called. And 75 days where you have to work out twice, one of which has to be outdoors. You have to, like, basically like meal prep all your meals. There's no cheating. You have to read, I think, for an hour a day.
Okay.
And you have to drink like a gallon of water or something.
That's not too hard.
Well, for me, that's very normal to my life. I mean, I don't do 2 workouts a day, but like I'll go on a walk in the evenings. But like, my point is, I'm going to speak mostly against it, because the average person looks at it and they go, all right, time to get my life in order. I'm going to do the 75 hard. And it's like, you need the 75 soft. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need 2 hour-long workouts a day. That's a great way to make sure that you never actually get in shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one thing if you start that. Like, if I were to start that now, it's not that different from what I do. It's like I would just go on a walk in the evening and that's about it. But if you're talking about somebody who's just getting started, you should not be taking that all on at once. But people just want to post it to their story. Day 5. It's like, no, you're going to fucking fail it.
Right.
Like, I think out of like the 10 people I know that tried it, I think 1 succeeded.
Okay.
Which is I mean, like, 10% on something that difficult is hard. But that dude that did it is also like me. He's already healthy. It was not a leap for him. All the other people, it was a bigger leap for.
Of course.
And it's like, you have to take this in increments too, because if you take it all at once, it's way too much.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's not possible. I don't know anybody who takes out all their bad habits and reinvents them with new good ones all at the same time.
No,
that's just not how the human
no
condition is.
That's why people fail, I think, so often.
And I think that's why people get burned out.
Yeah,
from
100%.
Making good choices.
Look at that, we found the solution.
Don't get burned out with good choices.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't. I mean, like, too much of a good thing's a bad thing.
Of course.
And it's like, I was in the same boat as you, just reading all the time, like, so strict on my workout, so strict on everything.
Strict on life.
And like, it's a hard stop for me. Like, you're like a crash test dummy. You just fly out of the windshield and you're like, okay, I'm done. I hit a wall. Like, it's hard. Neck is broken. I can't do it anymore.
I'm just laying here now.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like getting up to tomorrow.
And I think, like you and Trevor talked about in your burnout thing, that there's like a creep. You know what I mean? Like,
it
creeps up on you, because you say you accept one thing and you go, yeah, it doesn't sound like too much work. I'll take that on.
Yeah, I'll take that on, right?
And then you take on 10 more things and you look around and you're like, how did it get like this? This is not. This is not acceptable. And we do the same thing with fitness and health and everything. Where that's an optimal habit, and that's healthy, and I'm doing that. And it's like, did you know that if you read right before bed, your REM sleep cycle is going to be through the roof, bro? And it's like, yeah, I did. But guess what? Sometimes I like watching Game of Thrones in my bed.
Yeah, or anime or something like that. You know?
Whatever you like. But like,
I think as long as you stay diligent with, like you said, like hard stop or like giving yourself that break. Yeah. Getting back into the good habits, but also knowing when it's time to like maybe just relax for a little bit.
The best of the best, like in an ideal world, would be like you just catch yourself on that creep. You don't hit a wall. Like you don't hard stop it. And that's like what I'm trying to get good at is like getting in tune to those little differences, those little changes where it's like, hey, you kind of have a strong desire to be a bum. And I feel it. It's deep in there. So let's go plan something fun. Let's go reach out to somebody we haven't talked to in a while. Let's go hang out. Let's do this or that. Let's get out of your head. Because like
before the creep is creeped up on you, actually.
Oh, yeah.
When it's there.
Yeah, like you think it's a slow creep and then you turn around and you're like, I'm miserable.
You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's like all the things I love doing now suck. Great.
I hate that.
It's like I eat the same breakfast every day and I have for like 6 months. And it's starting to get there for me where I smell it and I'm like, you motherfucker.
I don't want it.
It's like, I just don't want it. I don't want it. I need it. But yeah, no. So now I just switched up like how I do my oatmeal in the morning, and it made like such a big difference. I have like an appetite again. So like just little stuff like that. It's like just try to be as in tune as possible. I think it's a big takeaway. You know,
not being hard on yourself is a big one too, though. I think.
Yeah, like obviously you can't let yourself like get away with murder, but it's okay if you just do manslaughter. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. It's like, you know what I mean? Like maybe manslaughter is a bit much. Like, you know, shoplifting, like petty shit. Like if we're to compare it to crime, because manslaughter is pretty.
Are we comparing like a bad habit like eating ice cream a couple times a week to like shoplifting?
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like who's it really hurting? You know what I mean?
Big corporations.
They're not feeling it.
They're not feeling it.
And guess what? If you work out, you're not feeling it either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Plus, you know, it's winter, cuffing season. You know, you got to get a lady, give a little bit more fat to hold on to. It's cool. And then you get her fat too, and you get a whole thing. It's great.
And then it's a fat family.
Yeah. And well, that's kind of how it happens. You know, it's funny because in the tuxedo business, we see a groom on his wedding day, and then he'll come in like a year later for something else, and it's like, you gained 40 pounds. Because it's like, you know, your dad always says, as soon as you say I do, you gain 20.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And it's
does
funny
because that though.
That's like a thing too. When you get it, you have to, like you were saying earlier, watch who you're hanging around, and that definitely goes with like a spouse or significant other too.
For sure.
It's like if you guys just like start staying in, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna isolate ourselves from the world and just eat burritos and shit
and watch TV.
Yeah, you're gonna start getting like a knock on your door to see if you're okay. But like, like you feed off of each other 100%, especially if you start living with somebody too. It's like, you know, geez, like when I moved in with Joey, it's like, man, we are not good for each other sometimes because we're two ex-fat kids, and like we'll just look at each other and be like, you want to get pizza? And we'll crush like a whole pizza. It's great.
Yeah, I think that's good for you guys though, because you guys were both very hard on yourselves, like changing your entire life, you know?
Oh yeah, I was just fueled by self-hatred too. I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. You suck. Let's do something about it.
Right.
But yeah, now it's like, hey, I'm gonna eat that pizza, and guess what? Still fit.
Feels
still
good.
Happy.
Yeah.
Yep. Feels good.
We got some Shermans this weekend when we were at
nice.
when we were camping. Yeah, it's a good time.
Beautiful thing.
And you know, like I took up the smoking like a month ago, right? Lisa's mom actually I think the last weekend, she's like, John, did you lose weight? And I'm like, shit, maybe I did.
Son of a bitch.
And I'm like, well, my fucking cat died, and I started smoking cigars, so I stopped eating ice cream. Really, you know, that was it.
Well, that's like the thing is like, you know, like when you're, especially not only because nicotine curbs your appetite, but when you stop it, it just all comes back, and you want to like have that oral fixation still.
Of course.
You just eat and you gain weight. But like, yeah, I mean, most of the people who I know who smoke cigs are like pretty thin, and the ones that I know who aren't thin and smoke cigarettes is because every time they smoke cigarettes, they drink a rack of beer. You know what I mean? It's like people like that.
Those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, with me, it's just like at night, instead of, sometimes I would have like normally I eat 2 full meals a day.
Okay.
Right, with like a couple snacks here and there.
Yeah.
That's now. Before, I was definitely eating like 3 full meals a day.
Yeah.
Back when I was at my heaviest, which was like 175.
Okay.
Right, but I was still like generally muscle at that point.
Yeah, you were never like, chunky looking.
Yeah, no. I'd probably in the last like 2 months definitely lost like maybe like 7 pounds.
What do you weigh right now?
Probably like 167.
Oh, so I weigh more than you right now.
You do.
Wow. What a weird time.
What a weird time to be alive.
I eat like 5 meals a day. I'm a big boy.
Yeah, I know you do. You've also been bulking though too.
Yeah, it's great because it's just a great excuse for winter. Because
also,
first of all, when you're cutting, like over the summer, I got back down to 158.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I was pretty lean looking, like when I would have no shirt on and everything. And it was cool. But one, my energy was kind of shitty because I wasn't really cutting like super optimally. And then, two, you just look so small in clothes. And like if you were like me and you used to have like dysmorphia issues, it kind of sucks like knowing that you're shredded under there, but like you look like such a twig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, but in bulking season now this winter, you better fucking believe those sweaters are going to look full.
Right.
Be like a beast on Christmas.
Yeah,
dude.
that's a good thing though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. In like a very positive way, gaining weight is sweet.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I know I got to get back on that because I got to put on more leg weight.
Yeah, you're going to get bullied on the court.
I know.
It's big old dudes. That's like the worst when you're playing a pickup game with a dude who's bad at basketball, but he's big.
Oh, the worst.
And he's just pushing you around. You're like, can I dribble
can
here?
Can I play the game?
Yeah.
Can we play the game?
Yeah.
If you want to go like do like linebacker drills out back, you can go find a couple other really big people to hit around, but this is a basketball court.
Yeah, hard pass.
Hard pass, hard
Especially
no.
it's like, fuck, I'm almost 30, man. Don't push me.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Especially because the big dudes are like the sweatiest people also. And they just like touch you and you're like, well,
covered in it.
I'm going home. I need a shower.
Dude, it's bad. I remember in high school when we used to have to play pickup games. I always sucked at basketball, so I would just guard the chunkier kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not sprinting up and down the court following the point guard around. No chance. Me and the other kid are gonna sit about what we're eating for lunch, like down at the other end of the court. But yeah, I just remember like trying to box out and like I don't really sweat much. Like I never have. I don't know why. But I just remember looking down and my whole front of my shirt was just with this kid's back sweat. And I was like, man, I got like, there's 8 more periods after this, bro. I stink.
Fuck.
I was going to ask her to homecoming. Fuck, I can only smell.
Not today.
Nah.
Nope.
No, sir.
So you got any other points you want to make?
I mean, I feel like we touched on basically everything. I think if anybody listening has a takeaway, it's just, do things as incrementally as you can. Do things at your pace. Don't let it burn you out. Like you can stop it. You can prevent it for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you said during the podcast too, like for those first initial months that you're going to be making a big change like that, definitely be strict.
You got to go hard.
Now, when you're late in the game of being really strict, it's good to take that step back and relax a little bit. Don't be so hard on yourself.
That's I feel like when people go from like fit or from like fat to fit to fat.
Yep.
Or whatever the hell. Like
they just
that
burn themselves out.
You know what I mean? It's like they look so good for such a short period, and then it's just so. It's like the Biggest Loser show.
Right.
There's a big problem with that show is like the weight loss methods they use are so extreme on the show that when the candidates, they might lose 200 pounds or whatever on the show, they go back and they gain it all because it's like nobody's going to work like because now they're going back to their regular lives where they have full-time jobs. Like they can't work out 3 hours a day and eat celery sticks with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they're working late. They're going to get takeout on the way home. They're going to put it back on.
Right.
It is what it is.
You didn't teach them how to have those good routines.
You flaunted them for a show.
Right?
Hope you feel great.
You make money off of them. You know? Fucking media, dude.
Yeah.
I think we made a lot of really good points today. I really appreciate you coming on talking about that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So if you guys like the podcast, obviously give us a like, follow, and share. If you got something specific you want us to talk about, touch base on, just drop a comment on one of the social media pages. Hope you all have a good start to your week. We are out of here.
Peace.